Production!
Because you can't drink and talk at the same time.
Leave the conversation to us and order another beer.
You're listening to Texas's live
Midday
beer-centric show, Liquid Lunch.
Liquid Lunch.
With producer Perry,
Kennedy and Schaumburg. Here are your hosts,
Catherine Contreras,
and Josh Stewart.
Good. Liquid lunch. Liquid lunch. Good. Liquid lunch. Good.
Happy Halloween from Liquid Lunch.
everybody, to the single spookiest episode of the year. The studio is dark. Our beer is dark. Our jack-o'-lantern is lighting everything up. Welcome, everybody. It's Thursday. Liquid Lunch live. Texas is live. Midday craft beer show. We're all dressed up for the occasion. It's our last show before Halloween there. Christopher Kennedy's back in the studio, everybody. Woo! Back from abroad. And
what are you calling abroad?
Your last Tinder date. But we got all the, we're all dressed up. Kennedy is one Clark Kent. As you can see, producer Perry right hiding behind the jack-o'-lantern. Producer Jules today. Producer Jules. We'll have a lot of beeps and bleeps coming his way here in a little bit. And then me, I don't know if you can tell what I am from this camera shot. I'm going to have to stand up and show everybody. Y'all ready? Which is this me? I am a beer! Hooray for beer, everybody!
Hooray for Josh.
Drink this in! Tip me over and pour me down your gullet.
Yeah.
Woo, put me in your mouth.
Work it.
Okay, so anyway, that's what we got going on today. Catherine's on assignment in San Antonio. We also have our state-to-state correspondent, on-the-road correspondent. One Chadford Q. Pilbeam should be calling us in. Call us in sometime at some point, guys. Some point. So anyway, but I want to thank everybody. Thanks to everybody who's watching currently. Vicky, I think I saw Tom.
Thanks, Vicky. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
You guys are the best.
We do. If you're watching and it turns out you're not able to watch and you need to get up and get on the go, our audio stream is sounding beautimous today.
You know what else is beautimous?
What's that?
Our video stream.
Everything's looking good today. So welcome back, Kennedy. Full force here in the studio. But without further ado, look at the pumpkin down there in the lower right hand of your screen, or lower left, I guess, if you're watching. Can you give it a pat? Grab it. Anyway, so that's that. We're going to talk all about your travels here in just a moment, but without further ado, we got to get into an essential part of today's episode. Let's do this.
It's time for your favorite segment and mine, here on Liquid Lunch. This is...
What you drinking?
Good.
Today, special, you've seen this one coming for a little while. It was burbling behind me. But today, full of Josh's home-brewed smoked pumpkin porter straight out of the keg. I can tell you more about this beer, but what do you guys think?
Delicious. This is my second one.
Yeah. Is it good? You like it? Y'all enjoy it?
Man, it is fantastic. I think this is probably the best thing you've ever done.
Yeah, like I said earlier, tastes like you know what you're doing.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Because I do a little bit, but I've got a lot of help from a lot of good home brewing friends. Landon from Farm Boy, Landon Weiershausen. He got me these ingredients. We were down there, down in the heights for the day. Went over on Shepherd, got our ingredients down there. James Carlisle, a little needed information here and there. Caleb Wilson from Texian, he helped me with some of the technical stuff on brewing here. He's always ready to answer a question. Henry got me some CO2. I was short on some CO2, so Henry got me some CO2. Got a faucet coming from Texas Home Brewers. You know, and all the good stores we got around the area and all through Texas. So, well, there's our speaker there.
Sorry,
Kinford.
that's my bad.
Clark. I guess your X-ray vision didn't allow you to see that one coming. Maybe you don't have that one honed in yet. But anyway, so it turned out pretty good. So here's what I did. Y'all ready? I smoked. Okay, so I used butternut squash, which is technically in the pumpkin family, right? I think it has a better flavor.
Why don't you call it a butternut squash porter then?
Doesn't have the ring. Same family, right?
Do you remember us doing a special about pumpkin?
Yeah.
Canned pumpkins,
Yeah.
probably not actually
It wasn't canned.
pumpkin.
Fresh butternut squash.
Well, being a baker, I know it tastes the same.
Yeah.
I'm
So
s- yeah.
there you go. So anyway, I baked that or roasted it, and then I took it out on the grill, smoked it over pecan wood for a good 30, 40 minutes.
Oh.
Lots of smoke into the meat of the butternut squash. I didn't use any smoked malt, and it adds like just like that up front, you know, just like you think, like you smell it and you taste it just a little bit, but it's not overwhelming at all. I think that's the part I think that turned out well. You know, that I was most proud of. That I didn't overwhelm it with smoke. I think that's a good approach. Smoke the actual pumpkin versus maybe like the smoked malt or whatever. I guess it just depends on what you're going for. But then also, when I spiced it, I didn't go with just traditional pumpkin pie spices. I did use those, but I also used a little ancho chili powder. Can you taste
Did you?
it?
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Is there a little bit of smoky raisin? I guess, you know, or
Yeah, it hits you kind of at the very end.
yeah,
You get a little,
like a hint of spice, like
yeah.
yeah, but not.
I can taste it.
Yeah, so I think it rounds it out, gives it almost like a Mexican pumpkin pie kind of deal going on. But anyway, so that's my smoked pumpkin porter. Got a 5-gallon keg of it ready to go for the coming weekend and the holiday.
You know what I forgot?
What?
I forgot to bring a growler.
Oh, I got one. I can hook you up.
Oh,
I know
sweet.
a guy.
Sweet.
I know
You
a guy dressed like a beer that has a growler
Yeah.
just for you.
You
long
know,
as you-
you know, a guy just like a beer has a growler for a Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Right.
But you saw that because X-ray vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw right through that wall where it is. Anyway, so that's what you're drinking for today.
This has been another installment of
What you drinking?
Be Sure to Listen Next Time, right here on Liquid Lunch.
Now, it wouldn't be an episode of Liquid Lunch if we didn't then say, well, here's something we're pairing with this beer. Maybe the one drawback to having all the lights down. Are there any left? Did y'all leave any?
Yeah, there's some left.
They're pretty filling, right?
They are.
All right, so I put this video out on our Facebook page. Do we need to turn on a light to see them better, or are we good?
Let's see how it looks.
Take that beautiful bean footage.
Hold on. The light's right here.
Right. Click that on. Oh, there we go. Good.
Just
All right, so hold
for
that.
the time being.
Yeah, hold that up. There we go. Look at that. Those are pumpkin ale bread muffins, shaped like pumpkins. I went all out.
You did.
I got my pumpkin shaped muffin tins.
What time did you wake up to start baking these this morning?
I put the I put the dough, or I got the batter together
Make up a story.
yesterday or 2 days
Make
ago.
up a story.
Yeah, I got up at 4:30 a.m. to knead the dough.
Yeah,
even though you don't
okay.
need dough for muffins. But anyway, pretty simple recipe. Dusted them with a little powdered sugar, so it's almost like it's. Did you?
That's powdered sugar. My bad.
The second half of the show is going to be, woo!
Oh.
But anyway, so it's yeah. There you go. That's pumpkin ale bread muffins, and made with Crunkin' Pumpkin from Carbach Brewing Company. I'll post that recipe. I got that actually. Ronnie Crocker of the Chronicle posted that, and
Hey, don't touch
a few years ago, and it was
touch
originally
my
made with,
muffin.
it was originally made with Sam Adams Harvest Pumpkin Ale, but you can substitute local, whatever flavor you want. You could probably
All right.
also use something dark, like this pumpkin porter. I don't know if you'd want to go big alcohol. That might affect the flavor a little bit. But anyway, so that's what we're eating, and that's what I would pair this pumpkin porter with. Would be that pumpkin muffin right there.
Hold on. Did we miss something?
Did we? No.
Did you do the open?
Yeah. You were getting my beer.
Oh.
No, you're talking about what we're eating.
What you eating?
Oh.
So
Sorry.
let's start.
It's
Let's
time
start over.
for your other favorite segment and mine right here on Liquid Lunch. This is
What ya eatin'?
Anyway, pumpkin muffins.
Yeah, we gotta have that.
All right, so that's I would pair these two together. They're not bad. What do y'all think? You may want to go with a more coffee forward flavored beer to get it perfect, like an espresso stout or a Russian Imperial stout, something along those lines, But what do y'all think? Does the sugar blow away the beer, Perry? No? Good? Yeah.
You need to quit baking us really good treats because I can't talk with my mouth full.
All right, well, that's
Smack It over there.
that's been What You Eating.
This has been another installment of
What ya eatin'?
Join us next time right here on Liquid Lunch.
Whose eyeball is that? Is that yours?
That's mine.
Did you dig that out to do that?
I dug it out just for the graphic.
And then popped it back in?
Yeah.
That is dedication.
It's also I changed it blue. Actually, it's not. It wasn't really blue.
Yeah.
It was brown. But
CGI.
Yeah. But
Okay.
somebody made my brown eye blue.
All right. Well, everybody stick around. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. We're going to talk about Kennedy's travels and much, much more right here on Liquid Lunch.
Liquid Lunch is sponsored by Barbacoa Apparel. Barbacoa Apparel is a San Antonio-based independent clothing line that caters to Texans and Texans at heart. To find out more about Barbacoa Apparel or to buy your favorite taco tea, go to barbacoaapparel.com.
Liquid Lunch is brought to you by No Label Brewing Company. The brewery by the Silos in Katy, Texas, bringing you such beers as First Street Blonde Ale, El Jefe, Hefeweizen, 11 Amp IPA, Ridgeback Amber Ale, and Pale Horse Pale Ale. As the seasons change, so do their seasonal offerings, Black Widow, Elda M, Don Jalapeno, and of course, Forbidden Lavender. And then don't forget those off-label brews, so good. Perpetual Peace, it'll change your life. No Label Brewing Company in Katy, Texas. Join them in the tap room, Monday through Friday, 3 to 10, Sundays, 12 to 6.
Don't forget the Saturday tour and tasting, kid and dog friendly. 12 to 3, Saturday.
Or anywhere finer Texas craft beer is sold. No Label Brewing Company, Katy, Texas, proud sponsor of Liquid Lunch.
I just moved in my new house today. Moving was hard, but I got squared away. Bells started ringing and chains ran loud. Knew I'd moved in a haunted house.
All right, happy Halloween,
Still
everybody.
made up my mind to stay.
I like this song. You know what I do every Halloween?
Gonna drive me away.
Eat candy.
Well, I do that. I don't want to give away too much. You sometimes when you have, special things that you do, you don't want to give it all away so people come and do it, But in this neighborhood, the neighborhood I live in, we have one road appropriately named Twisted Leaf. So it sounds kind of spooky anyway.
Yes.
They basically just shut down the whole road, and it's like a big street party. And what I'll do is I'll get a backpack, and I'll get one of those insulated H-E-B grocery bags, with the, you can put the cold stuff in or whatever with your ice packs. I'll fill that full of beer, put it in my backpack, and then in the other pocket, I'll put my Bluetooth speaker, blasting some Halloween tunes, rocking and rolling. There we go. Trick-or-treating, backing up the kids. Oh, by the way, everybody, drunk dial line, open today. 713-678-0070. 713-678-0070. Call us. Tell us what you're going to be drinking while you're trick-or-treating. Drinking, treating. That didn't really rhyme. But
Yeah,
anyway.
because trick-or-treating's a lot better when you're drinking.
Yeah, that's the adult version.
Yeah.
What was it?
It's not really good when you're a kid and doing that, but
Yeah. No, but that's you got to get through it. So, anyway.
all right.
All right, let's talk about your trip. You corresponded from across the pond.
Thousands of miles away.
How long were you traveling? Like when you left, you were up for like 3 days straight, right?
Not quite that much, but it takes going over there is not too fun because by the time you get there, you've already been up for like 24 hours, and then you got to stay awake. And when you get there, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and you got to stay awake until at least normal bedtime.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to throw off your clock for the entire trip.
What's the time difference?
It's 7 hours. It's going to be 8 hours when we change time.
Okay. They don't do daylight savings?
No, it's only us Americans that do this daylight, I think.
Okay. Well, it was originally done because of harvest and whatnot.
Yeah, which is weird because they don't harvest it. I mean, they harvest in Europe. They
Right.
don't change the time there.
But they're not as... Those countries, do they have multiple time zones?
I don't
They're pretty small, right? Comparatively
think
speaking.
so.
Like Russia does, obviously.
Yeah, Russia's pretty, yeah.
What about... Germany would be the next biggest. Do they have separate time zones, or are they one big time zone?
I think it's all the same time. I don't know. I went as far west as Amsterdam.
Are they in the same time zone
Same
as
time
Spain?
zone as Spain.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. So some of the places, like in Spain, let's talk. You started in Spain.
Yes, I started in Spain.
Did you go to any breweries in Spain?
I did. Well, I'll talk about. I went to one brewery. It's called Edge Brewing in Barcelona, and I put a little Facebook video up. If you guys are watching my travels, so it was set up by Americans, and it had like the same vibe, kind of feel that we have here.
Cool.
I kind of felt like I was home there, and
Is that a weird? Do you want to do that when you go somewhere foreign? Do you just want a little taste of like home, just to touch base for a moment, or do you want to get the whole like foreign country experience?
I would prefer the foreign country experience, but it was nice. I kind of felt at home there.
Yeah.
It's great. They have excellent beers. Excellent beers.
What was the best beer at that?
The best beer for me there was probably their. They had a really good Hefeweizen.
Okay.
It was really good. I'm a fan of those beers, and they also had another sour beer because I'm a big sour beer guy.
Yeah.
Drank a whole bunch of those. Those were good. The one at their flagship beer is their IPA called Hopamista.
So you said it was an American style IPA, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called Hopamista. They didn't have any. They were like taps were out. They didn't even have any in bottles. I went to a bar like the next night and had one, and it was delicious.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you said it was set up by Americans. Was it still Americans running it?
Their head brewer is American. The workers there's 2 Americans, an Englishman, and a Spaniard.
Okay.
It's those 4 people run the place.
Now, when you went in, were there other Americans there, or was it locals?
It was no locals at all. We're there for like it was kind of like a private, I guess like a private tasting, and you had to sign up on the internet, and then they had to say, yeah, you could come, and I think they only take about 15 people for these.
So you're like, did you tell them you were on the show, and they were like,
I did. Yes, I emailed with our Liquid Lunch. Said, hey, I do a show. I'd really like to see your brewery. And the guy's like, yeah, go ahead, come by.
That's cool.
So I went there with a friend of my parents, and he's a big beer aficionado. And
is he American or does he live in Spain?
He's American. He's from Austin area.
Okay. Does he live in Spain?
He lives in Spain. 3 kids, married. They live in Spain. He actually used to live in North Africa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Interesting guy. His name's Saul.
Saul. Hey, Saul.
If you're watching, Saul, thanks. Had a good time. Yeah, better call Saul. Thanks, Perry. Yeah, so, we hung out at the brewery, and then after everybody left, we were there for like a good hour or so later talking to Robin, not female Rob, not the female version of Robin, but the male version.
Okay.
English guy.
Yeah.
But let me see. There was another in the tasting. There was another couple from Iowa, and they were interested. It was interesting to hear about the whole craft beer scene in Iowa.
How big was the brewery? Do you know how big was their brew house? Did you ask?
I didn't like production wise.
Yeah, like the size. Like if it's like a little 3-barrel system, is it bigger than that? Do they do they distribute? Did you get into any of that?
No,
Okay.
I didn't.
Maybe if we get him on the show.
I'm sorry.
That's
Well,
fine.
interesting you say that because he said when I talked to him, he said he'd be more than willing to be on our show.
Okay. Well,
So maybe
cool.
one of these days we'll have another Skype interview from across the big pond.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked well.
Yeah.
Actually, so that's it's good.
So
Skype signal. Skype signal was actually clearer from Barcelona than it was from San Antonio.
Oh, it's weird.
Yeah.
Also at the brewery, there were 4 Swedish guys, and they all work for HP,
Okay.
and they have all been in Houston. So they
HP's based in Houston, right? Or
Yeah.
was or is? How does that work?
Well, I think they're based in California, but they bought out Compact,
Yeah.
which was based in Houston.
Right.
So
Real
there's-
quick, yes, Ruby just asked if I was dressed as a beer. Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Somebody
Ruby.
missed the beginning of the show.
That's, I got my head poking through my head.
Yeah.
So,
So-
two-headed monster.
The Swedish guys, it was kind of weird. They were all like dressed up in like nice coats. I guess it would have been a suit, but without the tie. And one of them did like a beer blog. He said he writes about beer.
Yeah.
And he was like when he was taking pictures, he was going in detail, like getting right up on. Looked like he was doing some corporate espionage, if you ask me. But yeah,
Got to open a
it was-
brewery like 2 doors down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there were about 4 other English people there.
Okay.
So
Huh.
no Spaniards there, but a lot of there's
wonder-
it's a good mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how they dig it. English has a beer history. The Germans have beer history. You know, some sort of the Northern Europe guys.
Right.
Spain, more of a wine.
Yeah,
It's kind of
yeah.
below the grape line.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in all of Barcelona, there's actually only 3 craft breweries.
Okay. Untapped market.
Yeah,
If you
very
can speak
very
Spanish.
much. An interesting thing that they mentioned: most of the beer that they produce at Edge Brewing goes out of the country, or at least out of Barcelona. It's not sold there, and the craft beer market's a little different there. They
Different laws, distribution.
well,
laws.
it's like a craft beer probably costs double what a normal beer would cost.
Oh.
So I mean, it's a huge market, and especially if you want to brew with like quality products and stuff. Like they import all their hops from the United States, because of the cost and stuff. It's kind of hard, they said, to sell
Yeah.
their craft beer there. So they import it all over Europe.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
Very interesting. Now, Barcelona was not the only place you stopped.
it was not.
You took a trip to one of the meccas of true beer lovers.
I did. I
went to
did. I know, and I know you're jealous.
I can't say jealous. I mean, yes, I envy. Envy's a bad word. I'm glad you got to go. I guess envy's a fine word to say.
It's
That I would
okay.
love to experience what you got to experience.
Yeah.
But you went to Cantillon.
I went to Cantillon. That was probably one of the highlights of my entire trip.
Yeah.
That place was fantastic.
Yeah. True lambic, old world, classic, authentic lambic style brewing.
True. It's been in the family since it opened.
100 years ago. Over 100 years
Yeah,
ago.
it's been in the Cantillon family the
Yeah.
entire time. The brewing techniques are basically the same when they opened.
Yep.
The equipment's probably the same when they open.
Well, when you think
A lot
about
of it.
how the process is, they pump in the hot wort into the cool ships to let them cool in the open air.
Yeah.
And whatever's in the air ferments the beer.
Yeah, like I wish I would have made got some pictures together. I'm gonna do like a big story. I think of like the whole experience.
Okay.
But all right, you got to excuse me. I don't know what the equipment's called, but where they cool it down.
Cool ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a big copper tub, and it's like open, like you said.
Yep.
And it's in the attic to like all the exposed, like
Cobweb.
rafters and cobwebs and stuff.
Yeah, they don't clean them
No.
because that might
No,
affect
they yeah, they made a big deal about how
don't touch them.
yeah, like brewers don't kill spiders.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was a self-guided tour, which
What if
was
it's
cool.
a black widow? Do they have black widows over there? I don't think they do. Is that exclusively American? I would
don't
kill
know.
a black widow.
Yeah, I think I would probably kill a black widow too.
I've killed a few black widows, from their label. Yuck, 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 yuck. But like the actual spider.
Yeah, yeah,
scorch
yeah.
it. Heartbeat.
I used to, when I lived in Mexico, we used to have black widows in our house.
Yeah.
Like we'd run across them every once in a while. It
Yeah.
was creepy.
Those are the worst.
Yeah.
Really?
You found black widows?
I found like one or two outside, but man.
Yeah. Will those things actually kill you?
I don't think they'll kill you. Not Superman.
Or we lose? Well, yeah, they won't kill.
But anyway,
They won't kill.
this is
won't-
hot spider talk
Yeah.
on Liquid Lunch.
So another interesting thing about the brewery is, when you go in like old buildings, it's got like kind of this old musty smell.
Yeah,
That thing,
kind of like your car,
yeah,
in your house.
made my house. My car's still kind of new, so
You just kind of
hasn't
trap
got
it in
there
there.
yet. Yeah.
You kind of have a general old musty smell too.
So it has like this old musty smell to it, but it smells kind of good. I don't know if it's hard to explain. And like the beer, the lambic beer, actually kind of has the same flavor as the smell in that place. I don't know if that makes sense.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So like in certain stations when you're doing the tour, you're like, man, this smells like their lambic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many different beers did you get to try while you were there?
I tried
You tried the
Five.
goose.
goose. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say that word. Like it's a French word, and they pronounce the goose, and I just can't get it down.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try anymore. I embarrassed myself last time. So I had the cherry, the creek.
Creek, yeah. Kriek.
Yes. The raspberry, the
Framboise.
Framboise, yeah.
Framboise.
And the cherry,
You
not
said-
cherry, the grape.
What is
the
grape?
Muscat grape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the peach? Do they have peach?
I don't think they had it on tap.
Okay.
I don't remember drinking that.
They may not. I don't know. One cool thing about Cantillon, they inspired Texas's own Jester King, which is I don't know
Did they?
if you guys have tried much from Jester King.
Did they do a lambic?
Shout out to Avery.
Yeah. Hey Avery.
Is because now that I've actually had like a real, like before I went, I've never had a lambic before, so I
Yeah.
tried one here. Yeah, wasn't that great?
Right. What Lindemans or something?
Yeah, Lindemann.
I think. Yeah. You have to look far and wide to find authentic.
Yeah.
As far as Cantillon, they're so small.
Yeah.
They don't
No.
export much.
They
But Jester King is able to import some Cantillon.
so they import like the 1-year-old lambic or something.
I'm not. They do a few of them. They have the Zwanza Day and things like that, or the whatever it's called. But Jester King inspired by Cantillon. They do a few open. They have a cool ship that they built out at Jester King in Austin near Dripping Springs. They built one. They're only able to do it during the winter.
Right.
It's just too hot in Austin to do it. It'd spoil. It's
Well-
110 degrees outside.
Well, I
It'd
know
get hotter.
at Cantillon they only brew during the cold months.
Yeah.
So whatever, the temperature at night can't get more than like 5 degrees Celsius, and I forget
It's like
I don't know.
45.
something like 0 is freezing. So
All right, but it's not a 1-to-1.
So
It's like
fries,
a
yeah.
2.7, 1.75321.
not sure what
12.
it is, but so there's only like 4, maybe 5 months out of the year that they actually do the brewing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, is there anybody in the States that does this whole spontaneous fermentation?
Jester King does like a
Really?
batch a year.
Okay.
That's all they're able to do. They have to really, they can only do it, again, when the weather
Well-
is what it is.
Yeah, I would assume that they might even have to like do it in some kind of freezer or something.
No, that's why it's so
Yeah.
special.
What about some northern? Have you heard of any? Because not really. I really want.
Jolly Pumpkin, I believe, does
Yeah.
some open fermentation stuff. There's some other places that do it, but it's not one of those things that you have to do it more for the love of the art,
Yeah.
and the love of the history and beer than a commercial. Like if commercial viability is your only motivator, it's not not gonna
Yeah.
do it. It's just too much of a crapshoot. When you think about this whole batch could get spoiled by something wild, if and you don't have 100 years of experience to figure all that stuff out. Most people, so
Yeah, the brewery is very interesting.
yeah.
I love like that they let you self-guided tour. It wasn't really busy, and it's kind of weird. There's like beer pilgrims, I call them, from
Yeah.
like all over the world. Would like just kind of walk in, and everyone's really excited and stuff. I ran into a bunch of Americans there, some people from North Carolina, a couple people from New York.
Yeah, it's a special place.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you just get going, pay your €7. You get like 3 samples after that, and you just walk walk around the brewery.
And you can buy bottles to take with you?
Yes, you can buy bottles, and I'm so upset that I couldn't bring any back with me.
Because you drank them all?
No, I didn't. You know, my trip to Amsterdam and Brussels, all I had was my backpack.
Oh.
And so I had carried on. I didn't check in any bags, and
Yeah.
thanks to is it the shoe bomber guy we got to blame for this about the whole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the asshole.
Yeah.
Thanks, guy.
Yeah, so I couldn't bring any back with me, and all I could do was go to, when I left Brussels to fly back to Barcelona, I picked up some beers in like the duty-free store.
Yeah.
So
Duty-free.
Yeah, I said duty.
All right.
And I was really hoping, please be Cantillon.
No, not so much.
I was praying that there was some Cantillon there, and there wasn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good talk. We'll talk more about that in more detail.
Yeah,
We're going to take a quick break, come back, talk about some stuff. We'll also be taking your phone call, 713-678-0070 on the drunk dial line. Call us. Tell us what you're drinking. 713-678-0070. Big shout out to Tom, to Shane, Ruby, Jason. See you chatting and talking on our Facebook chat. So we'll be back. More Liquid Lunch right after this.
Okay, honey. I'll be in the beer aisle. What am I in the mood for? IPA? Stout?
Hi, sir. Is there something I can help you find?
Well, I'm just trying to decide what beer I want.
The Shock Moon beer is really popular.
Mommy, that's Daddy's beer.
Oh, yes. We'd love to put a slice of Tangelo in it.
Oh, my gosh. Me too. It's so good. I love that.
Oh, we just love to have it out by the grill. It's great for that nice summer day. Love it.
Don't listen to these people. The only beer worth drinking is an Imperial double barrel-aged triple brewed with tuna and unicorn horn. You can't even get a hair.
I don't know why you drink all that fancy stuff. The bull malt liquor gets the job done.
What's going on here? Did you pick a beer?
I tried, but this whole beer shopping experience has turned into a total cluster.
We got another name for that.
Texas historical icon, Sam Houston.
That's right. I'm Texas historical icon, Sam Houston, and this shopping trip needs a slice of Texas history. Oh, man. A ghost. Get out of my way. Like Charlie Foxtrot from Texian Brewing Company. This Imperial Berliner Weiss, named after the legendary grass fight, is a light-bodied and refreshing wheat ale with a great balance between sour and sour. It's a crisp, dry finish with just enough sweetness to leave your taste buds intact.
Wow, Charlie Foxtrot is unlike any other beer I've ever tried. And with a shot of raspberry syrup, it's a totally new drink. One great beer, two great ways to enjoy.
Yeah, thanks, Sam Houston. Don't thank me. Thank Texian Brewing Company. Don't go down that beer aisle. Making history one pint at a time. Or that white guy down there.
Texian Brewing Company, Richmond, Texas.
Do you love craft beer? Do you love to laugh? Then you'll love me. I mean, who doesn't? I'm Catherine Contreras, and I'm the host of the She's Crafty podcast, a comedy and craft beer show taped in San Antonio, Texas, home of the Alamo, breakfast tacos, and some of the best craft beer in the Lone Star State. You can download the She's Crafty podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and just about anywhere you'll find badass podcasts. Or just go to our website, shescraftypodcast.com.
Hey, this is Kennedy. How's everybody doing today? Okay, I don't really flow, but I'll try. All right, hey, this is Kennedy. Coming up next week on Liquid Lunch, we have generic beer and generic other stuff. Hey, this is Kennedy. Coming up next week on Liquid Lunch, more cool craft beer talk. We have a lovely hostess. Her name is Catherine. She'll blow your socks off.
That's what you can't say. She's gonna blow your socks off.
Hey, this is Kennedy. Coming up next week on Liquid Lunch, more of the cool craft beer talk. Lovely hostesses. And me, of course. I don't know. I can't do this, man. Listen next week, liquidlunchshow.com.
Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey.
Drink beer every day.
Hi, my name is Ryan Stewart. Jeff Stewart is my daddy. He's taught me a lot about beer. The first thing you do when you get a beer, you smell it. You smell it because you take in the aroma. The aroma is a big part of how it tastes. Some beers smell hoppy. Some beers smell spicy. Some Some beers smell malty. You can learn more of this if you listen to my daddy's podcast, Interviews, the best podcast ever. Thank you.
This is
Liquid Lunch is brought to you by No Label Brewing Company, the brewery by the Silos in Katy, Texas, bringing you such beers as First Street Blonde Ale, El Jefe, Hefeweizen, 11 Amp IPA, Ridgeback Amber Ale, and Pale Horse Pale Ale. As the seasons change, so do their seasonal offerings, Black Widow, Elda M, Don Jalapeno, and of course, Forbidden Lavender. And then don't forget those off-label brews, so good.
Perpetual peace. It'll change your life.
No Label Brewing Company in Katy, Texas. Join them in the tap room Monday through Friday, 3 to 10. Sundays, 12 to 6.
Don't forget the Saturday tour and tasting, kid and dog friendly. 12 to 3, Saturday.
Or anywhere finer Texas craft beer is sold. No Label Brewing Company, Katy, Texas, proud sponsor of Liquid Lunch.
Hey, this is Schomburg. And these are useless facts. They're useless. Oh, here's more useless information. Mickey's name was going to be Mortimer Mouse, but Miss Disney thought it sounded too pretentious and suggested Mr. Disney change it to Mickey.
That's me!
History saved. Could have been Mortimer this whole time. Hey, this is Schomburg. Hope you enjoyed those useless facts. Useless facts. Coming at ya. They're useless.
I'm good. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Little Halloween edition of Liquid Lunch. Glad you guys have joined us. Live right now on the Drunk Dial line. One Chadford Pilbeam. You got me, buddy?
I still don't know where that comes from. Yeah,
Chat-
I'm here. You know, the whole Chadford thing. I still don't know where that comes from. But yeah, maybe it's because you drink during your lunch break and you just decide to add ferds and things to people's names. But I don't know where that comes from.
It's the it's your Christian name, right?
There it is. Yeah, it's my biblical name.
Yeah.
I got you.
And yea, he said
Chadford
unto
323.
Yeah, he said unto Chadford, "Taketh thine beer, and toast it."
Right. Drinketh and toast. And yes, exactly.
Right. What are you doing?
So, hey, make sure you. Well, first of all, save me some of that pumpkin smoke when I get back into the Lone Star State. I need to tear into some of that.
Okay.
But right now, so last night we had a show over at the Rosemont Convention Center, the Donald E. something or other Convention Center in Rosemont.
Donald Trump.
And we, no, it was not Donald E. Trump. It was definitely not that.
Was it Duck?
But I did a Beer Logic show over there with there's a big assembly conference going on over there, and we had a nice little turnout. And went over there, and along the way we sampled some of the fine wares from Revolution Brewery, and stopped in there and found a couple of rare gems.
Cool.
They're doing some barrel aging stuff, and it's the kind of thing that melts your heart and soul and makes your liver say, "All right, go ahead, keep giving it to me." And it was delicious.
Now they were on
so we had a
on
great
Brew
time.
Dogs, right? Weren't they on an episode of Brew Dogs?
Yeah. Yep. They did a series. They did an episode with Brew Dogs, and it was fantastic. Just a great experience going ahead and drinking their beer. Now you may have heard Revolution in the news this week. They had a big product recall because some of the products that went out didn't meet their quality standards, and so they recalled it. And so here I am going to do a Beer Logic show featuring all their beers, and they pretty much ripped everything back into storage, took it away from the distributors, and so I was very limited in what we could talk about. It was pretty much an IPA show, so I've never done a Beer Logic show around really one style of beer, but we lost a lot of the cool things. I wanted to try their Pilsner and their Porter and their Oktoberfest and their seasonals, and they all came back in-house. So I give kudos to them for having the guts and also just not looking at the financial side of it, because I'm sure it was a huge impact for them.
Right.
Pull that back. But so we went to Rev Brew. We went to the Ram. I know that's a chain, but it's all part of the what's that chain? Oh, golly, I forgot the name of it. But anyway, we went to the Ram Brewery. We checked them out and watched the Cubbies win, which is always fun to do in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whether you're a Cubs fan or not, it doesn't matter. It's always cool to be in the town and watching the home team win. People go nuts.
Yeah, when do they play?
We had a good show.
They're coming back. Is it when are they playing? Friday night? Tomorrow night? Or is it Saturday?
No. I'm actually here for a little bit longer, so I'm still your roving correspondent for the next few days.
Right, but the Cubs are playing in town. They won last night.
Oh.
And so
yes,
was
won,
it
so
Friday or
back
Saturday?
in town. Yeah. They come back. I jetted. We got out of there, so we're headed right now. We are headed north. We're in southeast Michigan.
Okay.
We stopped at the Tapestry Brewery and grabbed a little what you eating and
what were you eating?
Liquid. Yeah, we had a little num num num. We had a Southwest turkey sandwich, so a little spice, a little turkey, a little smoke. Put your greens on there. It was a little tasty, and then we had some house-made chips and house-made pickles, paired up with a flight of beers, and left there. And now I'm headed to Bell's.
Okay,
we're going to go there, and of course, Bell's Eclectic Cafe has some fine, tasty food there. And, of course, some of the finest beers that Texas will be able to get later, early part of 2017.
Yeah, it's exciting. Now, that's your neck of the woods, right? You've
I'm a West Michigan native, so coming home here, it's kind of fun. I mean, I remember growing up here, and when the very first brew pub opened up, and it was like, what the heck is a brew pub? Everybody treated homebrew like moonshine. Like if you get some bad stuff, will it make you go blind? And I mean, people thought of it that way. And then now Grand Rapids is considered Beer City, USA. And I'm not trying to start any fights. I'm just saying they've won the title 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
And then they stopped having the contest. So you tell me. Something I want to say somewhere around. Oh my goodness, was it 30 breweries in the greater Grand Rapids area, and it's growing. And so we went to the new Knickerbocker, which is New Holland's new brew pub in downtown Grand Rapids, and they are barrel aging all their Dragon's Milk in different liquor barrels, and just some fantastic results. I plan on bringing a crowler back to share with you.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, well, hey, that's love right there. It means I care.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of love, I have something for you, Chad.
I know you do.
Something,
I know.
something
Tell me
sitting
you got
right
the
here.
flag.
It's sitting right here next to me. I was really hoping I'd see you today. I'm a little sad.
He did. There was a tear that came trickled down his.
All right.
His
all right. For all
upper
our
cheek.
listeners, including me, could you go ahead and tell me what Kennedy just said, because I missed it?
He just said he missed you, and I said he said he even had a tear trickle down, and I said a tear trickle down his awkward cheek.
I am getting misty-eyed right now. I am misty-eyed.
Hey, what are you going to do for Halloween?
Oh, for Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so I decided for Halloween what I would do is I would go as a drunk guy calling in on a radio show. So, and I got that nailed. I'm telling you, man, I got that costume. I can wear it any day of the week.
Yeah,
but,
it's a natural fit.
Now, Halloween this year, unfortunately, I'm going to miss out. So it'll be my last day in Grand Rapids, and then I fly home on the 1st. So I'll be back. I'll be back in the Lone Star State on Tuesday.
You should do just a random trick or treat through some random neighborhood in Grand Rapids. Hey, y'all, trick or treat, y'all. That's how we do it in Texas. Growing up.
How y'all? Don't eat your candy. Yeah, I don't know how that'll go over, but I don't know. I might spend a little time with the family, but the cool thing about hanging out with my family is they always have good beer in the refrigerator. It doesn't matter where I go, and even if they harass me, because that's what they do in my family. We harass each other. You can always get a good beer, and that's really what it's about. Is being able to spend time with some family up here and enjoy a couple of Diet Cokes. That's code for beer.
Yeah.
We're. I mean, my brother was cool enough to come along with me on the trip.
Cool.
And head over to Chicago. So we treated him like the producer. He helped set up the show and make sure everything went up without a hitch. And every time I had an empty beer glass, he always took care of me. And that's something he'd never do at home. He'd say, "You know where the fridge is." But he hooked me up.
Very
So,
cool.
we had a good time.
Hey, do you have a couple more minutes? I wanted to get your take and kind of talk about a couple of news stories, beer news stories. One, did you hear about the first ever driverless truck delivery, beer
Yes.
delivery?
Yes, and as I'm traveling down the road right now, I mean, we're cruising. I don't want to disclose the speed because it's above the speed limit. But let's just say we're cruising. We're on I-94 headed toward Detroit, with a stop in Kalamazoo, which is, of course, where Bell's is. And we're headed that way. And I'm looking at all the semi trucks. And now that you bring that up, that's kind of a frightening thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the driverless thing. I mean, I guess the cool thing is, and this is somewhat cynical to say, at least they tested it out with Budweiser.
Yeah.
So if something went wrong, there'd be plenty more. It's like, hey, well, we just lost a truckload of Budweiser. Well, that's what 1/100% of their production.
Yeah, and if something caught on fire, we're watching the YouTube video of it. Otto was the company that did it. If it caught on fire, they had plenty of water.
Right. The day I see a no-labeled truck going down the road with Perpetual Peace in the back, that's when I hijack the truck and pull it over, and I safely take that truck of delicious beer where it needs to go.
Yeah.
But I never want to see that.
No, it's an amazing thing. Like you hear about, not to get too much into politics. I know Michigan's kind of the hot spot as far as politics are going to be over the next couple of weeks. As far as anyway, they hype it that way. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that much.
Hey,
about it.
we can discuss that when I come back and we're sampling some Michigan beer.
Yeah. They keep talking about bringing car manufacturers back to America. Blah blah blah. I don't know that any of that's going to matter. The robots are going to be doing the whole thing. Look at that, driving down the road with
I
no
know.
driver.
Well,
it's a little creepy. It's like a ghost.
Yeah,
it's like a ghost.
Well, the driverless thing, as frightening as it is, it is. You gotta marvel at the technology. I mean, they're only using it. It's not like the guy wasn't in the truck. You got to remember that. So for those of you who didn't hear the story, there was still a guy in the truck. He just had his feet kicked up, and his job was to drive it through the non-highway traffic. So it was basically going 55, 60 miles an hour down the highway and virtually never changing lanes. I mean, so yeah, I guess. Hey, if it helps with logistics and cuts down on accidents and potential for error, hey, more power to you.
Yeah. More time to go hang out and drink beer instead of having to drive a truck. So maybe maybe if they can do a driverless bus to and from our neighborhood to the breweries, that could be.
I don't know. Some of those people who drive those buses, they're pretty entertained by their patrons, and I mean, I think they would like to keep that job. I know. I've been on a few of those party buses,
mm-hmm.
and when they're driving people around different breweries, and they enjoy some of the antics that unfold.
True. I just hope they don't come out with hostless radio shows.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. As soon as Liquid Lunch goes all automated and there's no host. That's when I stop listening.
We won't sell out, Chad. We'll be here.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
All right.
Well, I'm so glad you called in. Y'all have fun and think of us.
Well, we always do.
For half a second.
We always do. There is a destination that has beer at the end of the rainbow here, so we're actually. Oh wow! Look at this. We're almost there. Hey.
Awesome.
So I don't know if you're going to do an after-hours show today, but if you do an after-hours, I may call in. From Bell's and let you know what I'm drinking.
Hey, Chad, are you going to be here next week?
Yes, I will.
Yay.
Okay.
I'll be back. So, yes, so that microphone that you set up for me, you tell me I always have an open invite,
mm-hmm.
It will not be for naught. It will not be for naught.
Excellent.
Well, I'm using your mic right now. It's a comfy mic.
He's kind of breathing all over it, Chad. You might have to get a different... Might need to disinfect or something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Totally. I removed the guard, too.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, don't lick it. Stop that. Gross.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chad Pilbeam, Beer Logic, everybody. The great Chad Pilbeam. You guys be safe and have fun.
All right.
We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Cheers, you guys.
All right. Cheers to you. Chadford Pilbeam, everybody. Chadford. He loves that. All right. So, what was I? What was that? Oh, are you... Okay, sorry. I thought... You said...
I'm trying to produce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted me to make sure I mentioned... This is the thing I thought you were pointing towards.
Well-
Our last few episodes, if you missed, or any of our episodes that you've missed, available on our YouTube channel. Just look at Liquid Lunch on YouTube, or Liquid Lunch Texas. Liquid Lunch Show, you'll find it.
I think it's Liquid.
I think if you search Liquid Lunch Texas, it'll take you right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you just search Liquid Lunch.
It'll take you.
Well, we've had so many shows now that we now like pop up. And
cool.
Just do regular Liquid Lunch.
Cool. Yeah. Let us know. Give us a thumbs up if you want to subscribe. We also will post some other little stuff in the near future.
Yes.
So.
They're all our international shows.
All our international shows.
Yeah.
And also audio podcast coming soon. You'll be able to subscribe on all the podcast places. All right. We're going to take one more break. If you do want to call in, again, 713-678-0070 for the drunk dial line. So give us a call. Happy Halloween, everybody. We'll be right back to wrap up the show. You're listening to Liquid Lunch.
I'm so glad it's the weekend. Hey, honey, what's wrong?
I'm glad it's a weekend too, but it just seems to be missing something.
I'll tell you what this weekend needs.
Texas historical icon Sam Houston.
That's right. I'm Texas historical icon Sam Houston, and this weekend could use a slice of Texas history by going down to Richmond, Texas to the Texian Brewing Company. All throughout the fall, they'll be having beer and fun nights at the brewery. Family-friendly fun with great beer and the greater people at Texian. Check out TexianBrewing.com for time and details.
Oh, Sam, that's a great idea. They'll have their wild Texas beers, Black Jesus, and Aurora on tap. And I can't wait to try their new double IPA, Invincible.
Yeah, thanks, Sam Houston.
Don't thank me. Thank Texian Brewing Company.
Were you flirting with Sam Houston?
Oh, don't be silly.
Making history one pint at a time.
Liquid Lunch is sponsored by Barbacoa Apparel. Barbacoa Apparel is a San Antonio-based independent clothing line that caters to Texans and Texans at heart. To find out more about Barbacoa Apparel or to buy your favorite taco tea, go to barbacoaapparel.com.
Well, I saw the thing coming out of the sky. It had a one long horn and a one big eye. I commenced to shaking and I said, hoo-wee. It looks like a purple people leader to me. It was a one.
All right. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Oh, it's a remake of this song.
You know who that is?
I do not.
George Thorogood.
That's George Thorogood?
Yeah. You know who is a big fan of George Thorogood?
Bad Bone George Thorogood?
Yeah, that's the one. You know who's a big fan?
You.
Well, I am, but you know who else? Troy. Troy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you as well.
What you up to? What you drinking? What you doing?
Oh, man, today I'm just out and about, hustling, bustling. I was on the vacay last week.
Uh-huh.
Back to work this week.
Yeah? Back to the oil
I
rig?
got to check out a couple of breweries down there in Houston, though.
Oh, where'd you go?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We did it perfect. We hit No Label up
Nice.
on Saturday.
Mhm.
And then right after that, went over to Texian.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of made the loop there.
Yeah, because No
too
Label's
far
open from 12 to 3, and the Texian open from 4 to 10. It works out perfect.
That is perfect.
You know,
it's almost
yeah.
like it was planned that way.
And if you want to complete the loop, you could have went to Eighth Wonder. They're open till 10.
Well, there you go. That's
Yeah.
kind of, is that, I guess it depends on where you're driving.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Three breweries in one day is kind of dangerous.
That's a stretch.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite beers that you got to try at No Label in Texian?
You know what's a really good one? That Black Widow.
Oh, yeah. That is a good one. Like a licorice.
And then over at Texian, boy, that Black Jesus, that's something else.
Yeah, it is. Did you get to try any of the Donkey Lady while you were there?
No, they were telling me that's going to be on tap this weekend, man.
Oh, yeah. They've got a big event coming up this weekend. Have you ever seen the movie?
Yeah, I saw about that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Hocus Pocus?
You know, I've seen it a few times.
Yeah, great movie. My girls love that movie. Perfect Halloween movie.
Great movie for the kids, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they can watch it, too. Yeah, you can take the kids out if you're in the area,
Yeah.
Just check out
run around.
Yeah, check out Texian's website, their Facebook page, all the details right there.
I think they're going to have games and things going on as well for
Yeah,
the kids.
yeah, they are. Food trucks, too, I believe. All kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, I saw something about it, yeah.
Yeah, and that donkey lady, she's back. That donkey lady. She's funky looking, but she tastes delicious. Tastes delicious.
I've heard good things.
Yeah. Aged on apples, cinnamon and apples. And
Do they still have the Aurora?
did they have Aurora on tap while you were there?
You know what they did? They had a lot of sour beers on tap.
Yeah?
I think they had like 7 sour beers on tap.
Ooh.
That's why I love Texian.
Yeah. Yeah. Texian is it's right up there. It's one of my favorites. Hey, did they do you know anything about open fermentation?
Open fermentation?
Yeah.
Is that where you mix your mash? Is that before you run it in the still, or?
Yeah, something like that. Well, when Kennedy was over in Europe, have you ever been to Europe, Troy?
Europe?
Yeah.
Is that over on the other side of Louisiana?
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's way over there. Anyway, he was over there. He went to Cantillon, and he brought some stuff, right? Didn't you, Kennedy? Did you bring some?
Oh,
I did.
He brought some stuff back.
Unfortunately, it's not beer. However,
Mhm.
hold on, I'm turning on the lights for this one.
Okay, go for it.
He went to a brewery and didn't bring no beer.
I know.
Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah,
you heard that correctly. It's not my fault. You could blame Shoe Bomber guy that won't let us bring liquids on planes anymore. Asshole.
Well, you got to put it in your check bag.
I didn't have check bags.
Do they do body cavity searches?
Man,
I don't know that I'd want it after that.
I don't think I could fit one of those bottles in any kind of bodily cavity. They're
That's not what I
pretty
heard.
big.
Not what I
They're
heard.
pretty big.
The bottles, I know.
Yeah.
But that's
maybe a long neck. A long neck, maybe, but not the big one. No.
I can't believe it went there. Troy, what are you going to do for Halloween?
You started it.
What am I gonna do for Halloween, man? We're gonna I got some apple pie moonshine. We're gonna take the kids out trick or treating and things.
What are the kids dressing
Have
up
some
as?
fun.
What are they dressing up as?
We gotta take them. We gotta take the kids into town though, because we can't out here. We don't. You can't even see your neighbor.
I was going to say, it probably takes a little while to...
So we're gonna go hit the neighborhoods with the actual full-size candy bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. That's a good move. It's solid. What are the kids dressing up as?
I think one's gonna be a space ninja or something, and the other one, hell, we might just throw a sheet over him and call him a ghost. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
You got to be careful wearing sheets, though. Some people might get the wrong impression.
Should be fine.
Oh yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. Should be fine. I don't know.
Well, I mean, when I was a kid, you could do that.
That's right. Times have changed.
Throw a sheet over and go get some candy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now they want you to put work into it. I dressed up as a beer today,
Yeah, they
Troy.
got full. You remember back in the day, you had to make your own costume. Now they got stores with full of them.
Yep. That's true.
Where's the fun?
I made my own costume today.
You put on a T-shirt and a button-up shirt, and then wear the glasses you wear every day. And you know what? When you reveal that, you do it in kind of this weird, womanly way.
Oh, kind of like I'm stripping?
Well, yeah, it's like the worst strip joint ever.
All right.
But yeah, anyway.
I don't
Well,
think
go ahead
I'm-
and show. We got like 2 minutes, so show
I
your...
don't think I'm going to be able to give you guys my... Oh, you're right. I just saw the replay.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to... Do we have time to get... Do you guys have time for your presents?
Well, if you got 2 minutes.
All right. Well, here's the first one.
There's the flag.
Yes, I put
Excellent. Awesome, thanks. That's going up on the wall. Troy, we got a Cantillon flag. If you get to
What?
see...
You got a Cantillon flag.
Yeah.
This is for you, Josh.
What is this?
Nice.
Look at that. Oh, it's a T-shirt. Awesome, dude.
Is that
and Perry?
Was that in an Asian country?
No. No, I don't think so. No, it's Europe.
I mean, with Kennedy traveling there and all, I figured.
I know, yeah, right?
I didn't... No, unfortunately, it was not an Asian... Yes, Perry, I got you large, not extra large. So you can wear your tight shirts.
With his guns.
Yeah, showing off your guns.
Well, how was Tinder over there?
Do they have Tinder? Is it El Tinder?
I tried to Tinder in Spain, and I got about 4 or 5 close calls. Nibbles, I guess.
Yeah.
It didn't really work out.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't speak English, and I didn't feel like I should,
Yeah. Weird.
Kind of like an awkward date. I mean, I can
More
kinda
awkward
speak
than normal?
Spanish.
Awkward in a different way that you're not used to.
Yeah. But, yeah.
All right.
Maybe next time.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Troy, thanks for calling in. We're going to wrap up the main part. Do you have a few moments to stick around for a few minutes of an after show?
Yeah, man.
All right.
I just headed back to work. So.
All right, cool. Everybody, happy Halloween this weekend, or this Monday. Have a blast. Drink good beer. Thanks for listening today. Thanks to Chatford. Thanks to Texian Brewing Company, to Barbacoa Apparel, to No Label Brewing Company for sponsoring our awesome show. Kennedy, thanks for the gifts, buddy.
Oh,
glad to have you
pleasure.
back.
My pleasure.
Jules, Producer Perry, thanks for all your hard work. And Catherine, she'll be back next week. So thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening to Liquid Lunch.